welcome to Lunchbox. We are doing a review of the final episode of What If. So, what if the Watcher broke his oath? As always, I'm Michelle, and I'm joined by Lou.
Hello.
And Alex.
Hey.
And before we get right into the spoilers, we'll just do a quick, how did we enjoy this episode? So, how was it for you guys?
I'm gonna guess. Hold on. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Lou enjoyed it because the fight scenes were cool and it looked cool. Or is that a no? Really?
I don't like
That's
it. You were right about the fight scenes. They were cool. Again, they were visually kind of pleasing episode, but there's so many dumb things in this episode that doesn't make sense, and that actually killed it for me. Just like the reasoning for stuff is like, nope. So this also ruined the last episode, which I really enjoyed. So there you go. We're back.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I mean, luckily for us, it's the very last one. So I think it was par for course for like how lackluster the majority of the series has been, and yeah, it found its niche in mediocrity. So yeah, way to go.
Yeah, say how you really feel. No, I agree. Didn't like last week's episode. This episode, same thing. There was like maybe one or two moments where I'm like, oh, that was cool. And then it was not enough to redeem anything else that happened. And that's it. It's a collection of things that happened. None of it makes sense together, in my opinion. So I'm like, I would have rather just like another trailer full of clips of these moments. Just give me the best moments, and that's it. That's all I would have needed. So with that all being said, I'm gonna spoil all of it. So if you haven't watched it, you know, that's a choice that you made. So now you're here. So we start off with the Watcher building his team of Avengers to help fight the Ultron Vision guy, whatever his name is now. So we see him, of course, at the end of that last episode, he went and got Dark Doctor Strange. Now we do see him recruiting Captain Carter, who we've seen before, Party Thor, who we've seen before, Star-Lord T'Challa, who we've seen, and Killmonger Black Panther, and then random Gamora from some universe. For some reason, he goes and gets a Gamora to add to the squad as well. So he brings all of these characters together with the mission of fighting Ultron and stopping him from destroying the multiverse, whatever. So they come together and they come up with a plan of what they're going to do. And we won't get right into the fight, but they do some things to prepare for the fight, such as Doctor Strange has these magical spells that he uses to put like protective armor on everybody. They have this plan where this Gamora very conveniently has the Infinity Crusher, which is some type of machine that can destroy Infinity Stones. So that's convenient. A lot of convenient things from each character being able to contribute to the group. And with all that, they get prepared to go and fight. So what did you feel about like the assembling of the crew in this whole starting sequence?
Yeah, I'm going for I'm usually up for a good recruitment, montage. But this was, I don't know, it was just lackluster. And we called it, or Alex predicted it. Actually, he didn't predict it, but hoped that it wouldn't happen. And it happened. And we've been talking about this since the very first episode. That team up is also kind of strange because Gamora apparently is from the missing episode. Killmonger, Watcher, your big ass head couldn't figure out that Eric Killmonger was gonna be up to no good. Why did you do that? Yeah, other things like I think this will be later on that between Natasha and Captain Carter that just didn't make sense to me. But yeah, this was dumb.
I just want to tack on like the outright cringiness of the name, the Guardians of the Multiverse.
Oh, don't get me started. Oh.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, all right, ooh, cool. What a great team. Jeez. Yeah, there was Nothing going for it. I guess it was like, it was cute how the whole Sharon Carter opening mirrored Winter Soldier, which is like probably like my favorite Marvel movie. But like even that, it's just, again, I called it last week, window dressing on like a trash fire. It's nothing. Like when I play a video game, the last thing on my mind are skins, like alternate skins, and like this show is comprised of just alternate skins, and like it gets the nerd rabble going. And like I thought I was part of the nerd rabble, but I guess I'm not. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It doesn't work at all. And the thing that became really apparent for me in this episode is how different these characters are from each other. They do, like, yeah, they don't belong in the same universe, and therefore they don't belong in the same team. Because how are you gonna have like super cool, kind of scary, kind of horror Doctor Strange showing up with like party Thor and trying to have them communicate with each other? It just ruined both characters, which I thought independently like worked okay. As a group, none of those characters work because they lose all of those things that made them different in their own individual episodes, and now they're just like a hodgepodge of people making stupid jokes that don't make sense. Like at one point Natasha made a joke, even though in her own episode she said, I don't make jokes. Like pick what's happening here. It was all over the place, especially any scene where they're all trying to communicate was just terrible to me. I hated it. And the Gamora thing is always going to bug me. You're going to make us sit through episodes of every single person, and then you're just going to stick her in there? Like, okay.
And make her a big part of it. Like, okay, what's going on here?
She conveniently has the Infinity Crusher machine, and we're not going to know what universe or anything about how she came to be or how she came to have that thing, when that thing's huge later on in the story. Convenient. It's so convenient, and I hate how convenient it is, and also not convenient because it doesn't even work. So moving to that. So getting into the fight, the plan that they have is they're going to steal the Soul Stone from Ultravision, and Gamora is going to use the Infinity Crusher to crush said Soul Stone. That is their plan. They start a fight with him, and that part goes quite well. They actually quite successfully steal the Soul Stone from him, and then we do get a moment with Doctor Strange unleashing all the zombies onto Ultravision, including zombie Wanda, who then fights Ultravision for about 10 seconds. Yep. Which apparently that was Doctor Strange's like big plan. He's like, oh, the zombies. And it's like, no, but look what came with the zombies. Wanda, who does nothing, doesn't really contribute. I don't understand. So we see them get the Soul Stone, and they come back to what is the Natasha world, where she is the only sole survivor. So the world that we saw most recently, where Clint died, and she has the little microchip arrow, and Armin Zola's all loaded up in the disk drive, ready to go. So we see all the characters show up there. There's a moment between Captain Carter and Natasha where Natasha is very distrustful of this group, and Captain Carter is like, no, we're besties, we're BFFs. And Natasha accepts that as making sense to her, because, okay, I know your dad's name, and I know your father's name, and I know that you like Clint. Therefore, we're besties, and you should trust me because I know these things about you. So then they start working together as Ultravision comes to fight more, but we will talk about the second half of the fight after. So first half of the fight, stealing the Soul Stone, how do we feel?
So yeah, going with my main theme for this episode, dumb. I do like the little magical protective spell things that Doctor Strange put on all of them. Those are really cool, and I really like the zombies, the reign of zombies coming out, and got hyped up for Wanda. I'm like, ooh, something's gonna happen here. Nope. Wanda's done in, like you said, 10 seconds. You already touched on it, but this friendship that I'm supposed to believe, which is Captain Carter and Natasha. Oh, and speaking of convenient, how convenient was it that even though the Watcher didn't recruit that Natasha, it just happened to be there, with an arrow that contained Zola. So yeah, great writing, guys.
I mean, Michelle, you mentioned it that like that Doctor Strange with like his those dark overtones that he has, you know, that dark backstory, and then like he's bouncing off of like happy-go-lucky Thor, who's like a bigger idiot than usual. It was a huge clash of styles between those two characters, and then all the other characters just like ping pong, just in between, or just not saying anything. Like Killmonger, I can't remember anything he said up until the very end, but apparently he was hatching something.
Quietly setting up his plan.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was more boring stuff. But like the fight was like kind of okay because like visually it was interesting. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. The zombie thing for 2 seconds. I was like, oh, that no wait, I like this, and then I hated it. The reign of the zombies I thought was great. I was really interested to see how they were gonna. I knew the zombies were gonna come into play. Like, how are they coming into play? I liked it that way because it was a small enough piece. And then the Wanda thing, I was like, that's awesome. I actually want to see that fight because we didn't get to see too much of that Wanda, like the zombie Wanda. She just killed a bunch of people and like she's super powerful. I don't understand for this episode what happened. She like shot all her powers and he like sucked it in, and is that it? Like, hello?
To be fair, she's like scrub status next to someone with like all the Infinity Stones, you know, because her powers do come from one of the Infinity Stones, right? So it's like a minuscule portion of like 1/6 of his power. So
yeah, but even like Wanda in the MCU held her own for a slightly longer in distress. So I don't know. It felt like they were teeing her up to do a little bit more than she did, and that was disappointing to me. Especially you just rain all the zombies and then they don't do anything, and then it's just like
that's the most like frustrating part is like there's just giant big ass rain of zombies. Like, do something with it. They're like there for chaos, you know, for distraction. Like, use them, and no, it was just they just fell, and then it was just Wanda that came out of it.
Yeah, then they distract him for 2 seconds.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like that scene, it didn't work for me. The only way it worked for me was visually, because like when the zombies fell, I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. But like, what, you're gonna bite a metallic ass and like hope for the best? Like there's no point in throwing a bunch of, you know, human bodies at this robot. So I guess that's why the stakes, it was, you know, nothing mattered. Like kill the zombies, I don't care. Kill the team, I don't care. Whatever. On to the next thing.
Totally. So then we move into the second half of the fight, where it's this mad scramble to get the Soul Stone because they dropped it. No one can seem to freaking pick it up. So they are trying to get the Soul Stone. We do have this moment where Doctor Strange kind of unleashes all his tentacles and all his bits and things to attack Ultravision. And then Ultravision realizes, oh, Doctor Strange is the person putting the protective armor on everybody. If I kill him, I will be able to kill everybody. So he goes after Doctor Strange specifically. In this moment, Captain Carter and Natasha come up with their own plan where they are going to do something, because they don't really explain it. It's just, you're the sword, I'm the shield, you're the sword. And then they make a joke about it. And I'm like, okay. But what it does equate to is Natasha shooting the arrow that has Arnim Zola in it into the eyeball of Ultravision with the assistance of Captain Carter, which then turns into Arnim Zola taking over the body of Ultravision. So they win that fight. And then we get a betrayal from Killmonger, who decides, I'm actually going to take all the stones for myself to go set my world right and do a bunch of stuff. And nobody's really on board with that. Arnim Zola comes back. There's like a fight thing, like they have a moment between them. True, I don't really understand anything that happened there. And then they all go away. Like, they'll leave. Then the Watcher's like, good job, you did it. Go back to your separate worlds. That's how it played out in my mind. Tell me if I missed anything important.
I guess just the sorry, Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I literally don't understand what happened there at the end. Like it's a combination of like me just checking out, like 5 minutes prior to the climax, and just like, okay, whatever. So like, what, Killmonger and Arnim Zola, they're frozen in time there. It's like, hey, Doctor
Fighting for the
Strange.
stones forever.
Yeah, hey, Doctor Strange, watch this snow globe for the rest of reality.
While you're trapped in your snow globe.
Yeah, hey, here, okay, bye.
Oh, and I forgot to mention in this moment, that was amazing. Thank you. Good job. In this moment as well, the Crusher does get used and doesn't work. Turns out it's for the stones in Gamora's world, not for the stones in this world, because stone science. I don't know. So this whole thing, this very convenient plot device that is the Gamora with the Crusher, is rendered completely irrelevant prior to this happening. So that's when the bow and arrow situation comes back into play. So yeah, there's that too to keep in mind.
So like the alternate reality stone rule suddenly is suddenly applied in this case. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
When Ultron used it everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense.
And then like Strange used his time stone too. So why is that fine? Like I don't know.
Yeah. I noticed that. That's right.
Questions. So I'll just say for this sequence, none of it worked for me. Not a single moment was okay. I was pissed off the entire time because these questions that I had, like, why are you going to introduce like very plot convenient Gamora and then make her irrelevant? At this point, they didn't even need the Crusher. Like, that whole situation didn't even need to happen. They could have just been like, we're going to fight him and just try to beat him and hope our powers combined can do it, and then let it play out the exact same way it did. It didn't need to have this like weird Gamora character with the Crusher. So that, then everything with Killmonger, they try to explain it away like the Watcher knew all along that Killmonger was going to do this, but why?
No,
if you have all the multiverses and all the alternate realities, why even bother with this Killmonger? Why not pick literally anyone else? It doesn't. What did he add to the fight literally at all that made him worth like inviting to this battle? Because I don't think he did anything important in the fight until he tried to steal the stones, but that wasn't necessary for the fight. So I don't get it, and I hate it. I hate all of it.
Yeah, I mean, also the part that how did Zola ancient code kind of beat Ultron newer code plus the Infinity Stones, and he somehow kind of infected put a virus or whatever. I don't even understand what's going on there, but he won. The only cool reference is for like the hardcore comic book fans, where he's like in the belly, and that's his like suit in the comics. I guess, hey guys, enjoy this little Easter egg. The Gamora thing was
eat it, enjoy it. You love Marvel, eat your slop.
Yeah, the Gamora thing was just, I don't know. They in an interview, the producer was like, this was the episode that was taken out, the Gamora and Tony one. I thought Tony was like an absolute point where he dies in all the universes, but apparently not, because he seemed to be alive in Gamora's timeline. Yeah, it was, they didn't need Gamora there, and they use COVID as kind of like the excuse for not showing that episode. But then apparently they're going to show that episode for season 2, which I'm already scared for season 2. How is that gonna? We might just skip that because I don't know what's going on really. Yeah, this is really disappointing, and this third act was the worst. I even hated the extra shit, or sorry, it's written as extra shit, but the mid-credit scene where I think GSP, oh sorry, what's this character's name?
Wait, we're gonna
Bartok?
get to that next though.
Yeah,
I think Michelle's gonna
Michelle, take it away.
That next.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Then like there's an epilogue. So the Watcher sends everybody back to their respective universes. Captain Carter does not want to go because she's all sad because Steve's still dead and blah blah blah. But then, she goes anyway, so it's fine because she knows she has her best friend Black Widow in that universe there for her. So that's cool. And then we're left with the Watcher and this like apocalypse universe Black Widow, and she says, I'm not going to go back to my universe, too freaking bad, everyone's dead, this universe sucks. So the Watcher drops her in some other universe where their Widow is dead. And then she meets Nick Fury, who's like, you're not my Widow, but you've got her spirit. I like you fine.
The writing is so bad.
They just accept that
so
happened. Like, I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah. Then we do get our mid-credit scene where in the mission that Captain Carter was on initially when the Watcher kind of took her away from where she's fighting Bartok, they win because Black Widow just shows up and saves her in 2 seconds and reveals that they found the Hydra Stomper and there's somebody alive inside. So they undo the thing that killed Steve. So Steve's alive in that universe. I don't care. I don't know if anyone else cares. Like, Carter cares, no one else does. So yeah, how do we feel about the epilogues and like just the ending of the series / the episode?
Didn't care one bit. Okay, maybe Steve alive in there. How? In the giant metal suit? If he's not gonna come out of that suit, a zombie or something, just bones, he's gonna be perfectly fine in that suit. Stupid. So we're just gonna drop, like, what's your oath? Like, what, you're just gonna drop her off in a new timeline now? Like, where's the TVA? Are they just like, you know, TVA, what's going on? Are you not policing everything? This is, I guess, the problem now of the MCU getting just like really, really big. It's hard to like just police everything and just tie everything together. So that's all I'm gonna say. Rant done.
Did anyone notice like the entire series and especially this one, like they're just continuously taking big fat steamy shit on Tony Stark or Iron Man? It's like, oh, where's the battle, big bald Watcher guy? Where's the battle? It's like, not you, Stark. It's like, what? If he's not dying, he's getting insulted like he's a nothing. And yeah, like okay, sure. This is like your biggest moneymaker in the movie universe. FYI, guys, just to let you know. All right. But yeah, what to say? The mid-credit stuff and the epilogue. I suppose like COVID cut down on like 1 or 2 episodes, kind of sparing us. So like, if one thing good came out of it.
Yeah. I don't know was there another end credit scene or was this the one? Because I just stopped after that one.
Just the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I scrubbed forward to check, but
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess it was like 1.5. It was like Black Widow's thing that no one asked for. It's like, oh, okay, she's in another world. Oh, okay. The Avengers. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, all right. And then Captain Carter with her love for that manlet Steve Rogers, the Ben Shapiro of the Marvel universe. Yeah, that's it.
What I will never forgive and never understand is why do we get the epilogue for the 2 characters that are the worst, arguably?
Yeah, I cared nothing about them.
Like, I super don't care about that Black Widow in the Apocalypse. Literally don't care. She's dead in the MCU. She's removed from my like consciousness. I don't care about her at all. She doesn't matter. She's irrelevant. Captain Carter, you just made for this series, and I haven't seen her since the first episode. So literally, I forgot that Steve had died. I was like, what's she on about Steve? Isn't he doing stuff in the Hydra suit? And then I was like, oh no, wait, he died. The tentacle thing got him. Cool, whatever. Why give us that when, if you're gonna try to like tie a little bow on something, at least give us a bow for a character that's better. Like, there was a tiny millisecond of a moment where T'Challa Star-Lord is with Peter Quill. And like, okay, give me a tiny bit more of that. Like, what happened there? That's cool. That's interesting because that like kind of excites me. Like, if you have to do something extra to be like, and check, and we added a thing, give me that thing. I don't care about anyone else. I barely care about those characters. So it didn't work at all for me in any way, shape, or form. And season 2, I don't know if you two want to review it, but I'm gonna have a hard time trying to sit through that. So we'll have to reevaluate if I'm
It'd be a
part of
hard
that.
decision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to take a vote. If enough people say in the comments that they want us to actually watch it, like maybe we will, but the bots are not gonna post any of the things that we asked them to, so probably won't have to watch it.
We'll be extra grumpy for that one.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, yeah. Just super from the beginning. We're not even gonna watch the whole thing. We're gonna watch like 10 minutes and just start shitting on it.
Yeah, I watched the first 3 minutes. I couldn't even watch. I had to turn it off. It's so bad.
Stupid.
That's how we're gonna be. So with all the grumpiness kind of out there, what would you give this? What's the score for this episode?
I'll go first. One of the worst, and I am kind of glad because it raises up the Doctor Strange episode as the true winner. It was amazing. The rest is garbage, and I'm gonna give this a 3.
I ran out of clever things to say, just like the showrunners ran out of clever things to write. So I'm just gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, I'm mad at it. I'm mad that I had to waste my time. I put it off as to the last minute as I could. I watched it literally before we filmed this because I was avoiding it, and rightfully so, because I also give it a 2. It's just too bad to exist. So yeah. So thank you everybody who watched us do all of these reviews. If you stuck through all of them, we really, really appreciate you. Please like, comment, subscribe. We are still pushing for 1,000 subscribers, so please send our channel to your friends and your family and your other Marvel watchers, whoever else.
And we're gonna be doing a bunch of, I guess, spooky things since it's October. We have Michelle's daily review, 31 days of review on our Instagram and TikToks, and we're gonna be doing more horror content for the month.
Yeah, real true horror, not scary bad stuff like this. Haha. So yeah, but I couldn't even try. Like, that's the effort that I put in, because that's the effort that the writers put in. Anyways, thank you so much. As always, I am Michelle, and I've been joined by Lou and Alex, and we will see you next time. Bye.